Welcome again, dear viewer, to our tragedy. We have come to the part of the story where the action rises. Our heroes have set in motion a plan to escape the winds that fate has blown in their direction. But I have told you before, once a ship sets sail, there is no turning it off course. You do not fight against the current. You let it take you, and you hope that it will bring you to solid ground. And you do hope, dear listener, and so do they. Let's see how long it takes before the current drags you under, shall we? The circle of the decaying light, a turning of the tide. It is silent at the bottom of the sea for them. They hear nothing. They hear the sound of their footsteps in the puddles as they walk past. They hear the dripping from the black, glass-like walls of the caves. They set up stations, labs in the naturally occurring rooms in these caves. It is a simple, organized process, exactly as it was supposed to be, until it wasn't. Little things at first. Paperwork going missing, vials breaking, noises at night, heavy breathing, blood pumping, a familiar face, sight, sound, a merger of bone and rock and blood. They might be dumb, but they're not stupid. They leave a note warning those who might come seeking what they shouldn't find, and they leave everything behind. Tell no one who, why, where, when, how. If only they had told. Perhaps they are stupid. We come back to our tale and our protagonists in two separate scenarios. One group has decided to stay at our lighthouse and figure out as much as they can about the mysterious communication that has occurred to them through their comms. The other knows they're in need of Bluetail if they plan on getting out of here. We pick up with that journey in the middle of the sea. It is still lit by the beacon of light that comes from the lighthouse itself. You can see the blue, the bright blue of the seawater. Even though it's down this far, it is still shining and somewhat beautiful, almost. There are a few different colors with the help of the light that you are able to notice in this space. Little pinks and blues and greens refracting in the area, and every once in a while, small fish, or what you think are fish, come through past you, not aggressively, just kind of living in the space as you're in their world, not the other way around. But they are various colors and weird shapes, and if you were an ichthyologist, you would be taking notes so that you can tell the people above of your discovery of these tiny, weird little organisms. But that is not what you're doing right here, right now. That's not your purpose, although you may be logging it for later, depending on your interest in fish. But we pick up with you two as you travel to the Tangle Floor, which is the location that holds and grows Bluetail.
How you been?
All right.
I don't know. It's been crazy, and I'm just trying to... I don't know what I'm trying to do, Charlie.
I don't think any of us do, Flo.
So I have my satchel here. I emptied it out. I have the rest of the blue tail back at the lighthouse, but it's fully empty. It can carry about like 15 pounds of stuff. So it's a big thing. Did you bring anything to carry blue tail in?
I got a couple of pouches for it, but I'm going to be watching over you mostly through this.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay.
Remember hunter-gatherer.
Right. Yeah, I got the gathering thing. Okay, yeah.
Make a game out of it, right?
Yeah, game. Okay. So you met Finn. That was
Just speak your mind, Flo.
I
It's me and you down here, okay?
I know. I never thought I thought you would meet Finn in person and you would be at my flower shop and I would bring all you guys to my flower shop and I'd show you around and he'd be wearing my apron and it'd be cute and he'd be like, "Oh my god, Flo, you're back. It's been 5 years." And I'd be like, "Yeah, it's good to see you. We made it." And we would hug and I'd be like, "Guys, this is Finn. This is my brother. We celebrate his birthday. You guys remember him?" And you'd be like, "Yeah, we celebrate his birthday." And that would be the end of that conversation, and then we would talk about other stuff, and you would see each other, and we wouldn't be here.
But we are. And if you want that to happen, we gotta get to him. Then you can plan that all out you want.
Yeah. Do you think Walter's mad at me for suggesting we leave? I don't want to break the lighthouse. I don't want everything to explode, but I care about what we were doing down here too. I don't.
I don't think he's upset with you. I think he's upset that that's the reality we face. I think there's no other choice, and trust me, I hate this option. I absolutely do, but I don't see where we can preserve much of this. Not without at least us getting to have that chance to preserve it in something later on.
Yeah.
Which means we have to get out of here. We gotta make it alive. We have to get back on land. And then we can tell that story. And then you can put your brother in an apron and have all that stuff that you want, okay?
Yeah. Okay, there's just so many people were here before us. And I feel like I don't know. I feel like maybe I pulled the trig too soon or something. I don't know.
When we get back, Flo, I want to show you something.
Okay. Great. What is it? Do I get to know?
No.
Well, okay. That's rude. Now you
That's
got me
how
all...
surprises work, Flo.
I don't like those. I like knowing and seeing and being happy. That's why I don't surprise you. I'm just like, "Charlie, it's a thing," and I show it to you. There's no... I give,
Didn't you have a gift earlier today that you wanted to have us a surprise?
Yeah, but I didn't. I made it a surprise because...
Hypocrite.
No, I'm not a
You
hypocrite. No, I'm not a hypocrite. No, I'm not a
absolutely
hypocrite. No,
can't be.
Don't turn this into a thing.
This way.
Okay,
Keep
sorry.
forward.
Yeah.
Turn around.
So I only didn't tell Quincy. It bloomed this morning. I didn't tell Quincy because I've been working on it for about 3 years and they haven't been able to actually bloom yet. I didn't want to promise him something that he wasn't going to be able to get for like, I don't know, years. So I gave it to him the second it was an option. I wasn't like, "Quincy, cotton's on the horizon. We don't know when it's gonna be here, but make sure you get real tense and excited about it. Make sure you get a headache about it and really start stressing over it and have nightmares about it." Because that's how other people react to surprises as well. Let's keep going. So
Yeah, let's do that.
We're gonna fade from this beautiful banter that's occurring here. Where are we? What are we doing?
I'm willing to try and fiddle with the comms with you. It's neither of our specialty, but it would be nice to have a read on at least where we're talking to, if not genuinely who.
Absolutely. In the time that you've been down here with us, have you come across, read anything about this, well, the spotlight or the lighthouse itself, that stands out as significant right now with what's going on?
Nothing of this caliber. We know the lighthouse is here for a reason.
Sure.
Right? And the light is caged away so powerfully, as you know, because it has the capacity for great things. Great, a magnitude, not a quality.
Gotcha.
Great. The logs of everyone before us are almost without variation, so mind-numbingly mundane. Just as ours have been for a long time. It doesn't seem as though, since this lighthouse has been here, there's been a degree of variation. It seems like the light has been steady, the heart has been beating at a normal pace, and I don't know if it's just a cruel twist of fate, or if it's good luck, or if it's some combination of the people that we have down here that have made things go all squirrely.
Yeah, in my years of science and my research, one thing I've always been able to count on is that whether we know it yet or not, there's a reason for stuff. There's a cause to it. And essentially, all of the science around medicine is to find that reason and find that cause. You know, my first priority is the well-being of the crew down here. I don't want to take this away from you or from anyone. If along the way anything is pointing to a cause, what's happening to this lighthouse, and especially if something can be done, I will support you in trying to do what can be done, up until the point I feel anyone's safety is in jeopardy.
That's your directive, and I don't blame you for that. You know, magic of this sort, it defies some reason, but I don't think it defies all reason. I like my magic, my parlor tricks, if you will, because I always know the game. I always know how it's done. Most magic tricks, even if you have big fancy props, they're all some variation on the same 4 or 5 tricks. There's an explanation. Magic of a more arcane sort, I agree with you. I'm no doctor, but I'm not an idiot either. I think there has to be some reasoning, right? And I imagine that we have some impact on magic. Because it seems too alive for us not to be impacting it. I think the fact that phenomena manifest as things so closely resembling us sometimes, I think there's a kinship there of some sort. And so I think that, and if you look at, I'm a historian, again, if you look at Old Fair, people tried harnessing magic. They tried to contain something that is wild and they didn't understand, to disastrous effect. I think there is a place for communicating with magic. I think it must respond to kindness in the same way that we do. I don't know if this lighthouse is the person like you or me, exactly. But I do feel there's a spirit to it. You're one of the smartest guys I ever met. Maybe we can figure it out.
That would certainly be worthy of a paper published in journals, without a doubt.
You find a room that is something you're used to. It has one pretty decently sized table that is full of like a bunch of electronic looking, like very old, because this is the early era of electricity.
Sure.
Communication style radio with knobs and tiny little lights and things that buzz, and then there's the main receiver that you all know how to click on, report, click off, report, right? And there's some other things in this room, but it's a relatively small room. It's hard for all four of you to fit in here. It might fit two somewhat comfortably, but it's definitely built for one person to sit at a chair and monitor whatever this was or used to be. It's not necessarily all going to be familiar, but you do have your instructions, so you're able to work around some of it. You're probably able to mess with the main box and understand that main box where the communications come through Angie are also, it's going to be the only device that you're necessarily going to be able to communicate through. There's not like multiple in this room like your comms are. It's more like one big thing, and then all these little things deal with that one big thing.
Okay.
And that's mainly what you notice.
Okay. So, who wants to do the honors? I use instruments sometimes, but never on a machine.
I can be on the receiver just since I'm the more warm presence.
I think that's probably a smart move.
You're the technician, so you can fiddle with the dials and stuff.
Okay. What do we do? What do we say if when we turn this on, Angie's already there waiting for us?
I think that's a very good question.
We can't key her in on us being aware of anything outside of the lighthouse.
I'm with you on that. I think situation normal is the protocol.
You think she'd believe us something as simple as, oops, I bumped it?
Probably. She doesn't have the highest opinion of us. I don't think it's out of the realm of
It's true.
possibility that we're bumbling enough to...
Yeah.
Perhaps, as much as you are the warmer presence, if we encounter Angie, she might click off a bit sooner if I'm the one on the other end.
That's a fair point.
Okay, let's begin. Where do we start?
Right, so thank goodness for Charlie and these instructions. We know what frequency we're on.
Okay, yeah.
So, do you just want to test first and see if anybody's on the other line once we click it on? Or without touching anything? Or do you want to...
I think that, since it's a known, might be where we don't want to start. That's probably the most likely to get us in touch with Angie again. Perhaps before we turn it on, let's...
So our frequency is different from the one we speak to Angie?
Yes, the comms frequency that the four of you have has only ever been on one that communicates to the four of you.
Okay.
Do you want to start there as a baseline and see if it comes through our comm?
Sure, that's a good test. We'll see if we can get a hold of the others as well.
Absolutely. All right. So I'm turning this dial to change the frequency. Every quarter turn is 1 hertz up. So I change it to our frequency, and want to give it a go?
How about you start to be on the safe side?
Okay.
If it's Angie, well, yeah, go ahead, you do it.
Okay. Cinnamon buns, cinnamon buns, cinnamon buns.
You hear nothing. There is silence.
Okay. Well, that's strange.
Have we, I mean, normally we just hit this button, it turns on, it activates.
Right.
I mean, when something goes wrong, turning it off and back on again helps. Let's give that a shot.
Be my guest, yeah.
So I'm going to try the button we normally click.
The button works fine.
Okay, I'm going to click it off and then back on again.
It is back on.
Okay, and I guess I'll grab the thing and give it a shot as well, but I
You
won't say
hear
cinnamon
nothing.
buttons. I hear nothing.
You may roll sense, but you will hear nothing.
Okay, well,
Feels good to
I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll. It's a 5. Do I still hear nothing?
You will hear nothing,
Okay.
but it is not because you tuned into the wrong channel.
Okay. So it's not like a static key is connecting somewhere kind of thing,
No,
but
it
it's
is
not the right thing. It's
silence.
just total silence.
Did you
Yes.
just turn it on? Did you turn it on? Okay. Just checking.
I didn't need it.
Well, at times like this in science, one of the things we do is go back to unknown quantity to make sure we haven't messed something else up. So
Sure.
I guess let's try for Angie.
All right. And I turn the dial back to the left, back to the Angie note.
Mhm.
Should I tell her that we've fixed the problem as a quick little update? And that we'd report as usual tomorrow?
I will allow it to be tomorrow if you would like to give the morning report and say that they left in the morning.
That could work. Get that out of the way already.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Let's do that then.
Mm-hmm.
Normally we wait for her. Do you think she'll have any? Well, let's give it a try and see what happens.
Right. We're
So-
busy today, Angie. Come on.
So I'm gonna give it the normal Angie click and see what happens.
Normal Angie click works.
Okay. Angie, are you receiving?
Quincy, it's not time for morning report. Why are you
Yes, I know. And normally we work on your schedule. We are all rather ragged from what we've been facing here. Let us just get this done with.
here? Okay.
It's only Walter and I today. The other two took yesterday pretty rough, and they're sleeping still. That'll be the report you get for today. Tomorrow we'll go back to normal. We have shored up the situation here at the lighthouse. Everything seems to be holding for the time being. I think we've bought at least some time. Some slight injuries were sustained in the process of it, but nothing that we can't take care of with the medications that Florence has been helping me prepare. And Charles says that all of the systems seem to be operating in the green. Walter, do you have anything to add?
Everything out there in the deep blue sea looks the same as it always has, Ange.
We will talk to you tomorrow then, unless you have anything else, Angie.
So, morning report is the same as it was yesterday.
If you consider us stopping the total collapse of the lighthouse the same, sure.
You're welcome.
Status report from Candela is the same. Continue your mission and report tomorrow.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Can we read that? Thanks.
Ooh.
That's a 6.
Wow! We're coming for you.
Roll sense.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
That's a 6.
I saw that. I'm gonna give you the choice here. You want me to tell this to the table or to you?
Ooh.
Ooh.
I'm fine with just you if you
Secrets
want
are
it that way.
fun.
Absolutely.
Can I be the
Totally
judge?
cool.
that's terrible.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I'll probably share it pretty quickly, but I'll take it.
Come with me.
Just only the
Oh my
chance.
god,
Oh
oh
my
my
gosh.
god.
So, I'm kind of tight-lipped at the moment, but not in a metaphorical sense, but literally I'm pursing my lips. And the second that Angie hangs up the call, I start coughing and almost gagging, and I spit, and it's a black, oily substance. And I kind of look at it's almost as though it's phlegm where, like, you know, it's like if phlegm were black, basically. And it doesn't appear to you as any, it's not as though I have some lung disorder. It's freaky. Bad vibes.
Well, Walter, are you okay?
Oh,
Sit down.
thanks, Quincy. I'm okay. I'm all right.
That's not all right.
I lean up against the transmitter, and I, clear my mouth out as best I can, and I look at you and I say, Angie was in that sub. Don't ask me how I know. That's how I know.
Angie, as in the body they found Angie, not who came down with us.
At least the body must have been Angie. 'Cause that's not.
And you know because you coughed up a slug.
Because I coughed up, the slug. I don't know who it is. I don't know what it is.
Normally, you know my response here would be, after the day we've just had, I believe you. So we haven't been talking to Angie. That lends some truth to what Finn and Ferris have been saying. Hold on, let me check in on the others real quick. Florence and Charles, do you read me all right?
You can hear them.
Hi, what's up?
I just want to check everything's okay out there with you two.
It's real wet down here, Quince. But otherwise, I'd say things are good. Yeah.
We just had a chat with Angie. We delivered the report.
Oh, was she mad that we weren't there?
Not so much, but afterward, Walt seemed to have a bit of a convulsion, followed by coughing up some sort of black sputum.
Oh my god.
He seems fine now. We've got things under control, but he is adamant that he knows the body they found was Angie.
Does she sound any different?
Did she sound any different? Normal Angie that we talked to on the comms?
You didn't roll.
Could I? It's too late now.
It's too
I
late
mean,
now.
As far as I know, she sounded, I guess, like what I would expect.
Walter, can you hear me?
I read you. Over.
How did she sound?
She didn't sound different in that it was a different person than we've been speaking to. However, I worry that it's on to us. I think that whoever or whatever that was, it knows somehow that things are amiss down here. Over.
Are you okay, Walter?
It tastes like black licorice and a little bit of Flo's really burnt coffee. Over.
I told you it was bad.
It is fine.
I told you.
The black licorice is the bad part, okay?
Okay. Walter, if you want, you can go to the greenhouse and make yourself a fresh cup of oolong if you want. I have also Earl Grey and Irish breakfast. if you want something to wash it down with, and you can make it yourself. I won't burn it.
Thank you for that, Flo. No, your tea is always great, and it just tastes like burnt coffee. I was making a little joke. It's fine.
Okay.
Just to be clear, nobody's mad at you. You're great.
You just see me underwater being like, yes!
Over. And I want to make clear to you that this is not a suspicion I have. This is not a hunch. This is a certainty intrinsic in me right now that is not Angie.
Okay.
It's not a something I've deduced. It made me feel that.
Well, I guess in the science terms, I'll consider that evidence, and I've got no reason not to trust you. Just so we're all on the same page here, I think this indicates that whatever plans we're acting on right now, we need to step up the pace. If we have just inadvertently shown our hand, we have more troubles than just this structure coming down.
Agreed. We're about to hit the tangle floor, so we'll gather as much blue tail as we can, and we'll head right back.
Okay. Be safe.
Be safe in the dark. Don't do anything stupid. Over.
Okay. Love you, bye.
Over.
What do you say we go explore the building? I'll bring my journal along. If we see anything that stands out, we'll mark out which room and what it is.
You start at the top, I'll start at the bottom.
Do you think splitting up further is a wise choice? Well, we both have working comms.
We have comms.
Let's do 2-minute call-ins.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. So he'll head up toward the light. I'll head down, and I will check the first door. Then I will check the second door. Then I will check the third door.
We're gonna come back to our arrival at the tangle floor. Is there anything you want to say or do before you arrive?
I want to test call Finn
Go for it.
really quick, just to see if that's if the physical parameters include Finn.
100%.
Yeah. Testing. Ferris, Finn, anyone? Are you able to hear me?
There's a silence.
Flo? Yeah, this is Ferris.
Ferris, hey. Is Finn there? It's okay if he's not.
No, sorry.
Do you know where he is?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Uh,
Okay, so I just wanted to call and, just make sure
Yeah.
we're at some physical parameters. We're not at the lighthouse right now.
Oh,
Me
okay.
and Charlie are at the tangle floor. Just wanted to, give an update. Just let Finn know.
Yeah, I can tell him. He should be out soon, so it'll be fine.
Out from where?
Uh,
Is he in the bathroom? You can just say the bathroom.
he's in the bed.
The bed.
Hi. Yeah, sorry, a lot has happened since 5 years. Hi.
What?
Sorry.
Did you?
So I'll tell him when he gets back.
Ferris!
Okay, goodbye!
Alright. Next time you get a hold of him, ask if they know where the sub is that Angie is.
Yeah, I think that would probably be a higher priority of, than what I just learned. Okay.
When you arrive to the tangle floor, it's like the Northern Lights, but
Yeah.
a solid, glowing, bright blue color, and they arise from the cracks that you come across in the sea floor. The blue tail itself is this almost grainy, algae substance that grows within the very core and base of these cracks in the floor. and it grows up into this big tangled mess, and just the little tips of the end of the algae poke out of the cracks. So it's very entangled on the inside, and there's no knowing or telling how deep it goes or how much is down there. But they're small, they're skinny, it's just like a hand or an arm that fits into there. But the light that is created from the massive amounts of blue tail that's growing within it sends beams of blue light into the ocean.
Good. Glad to hear it. Okay. I'll start gathering. We didn't tell Walter and Quincy that we're here. They knew we were showing up. It's fine.
We told them that we were about to leave.
Yeah. Okay. Then you stand watch, and I'll get to gathering.
If there's a problem, you tug on that tether, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. And I just get on all fours and start, like, fishing blue tail and shoving it in. But before I do that, can I, can I survey? Can I detect anything around me?
I mean, you know it's outside of the light. You've been here before because you've gathered blue tail before. There are natural dangers, like there's probably some fish or other like sea life that lives within the tangles of the blue tail. But from what you can tell, there's nothing super out of place.
Great. So I just go ham. I have a trowel, so I just kind of crack in the seafloor, just a bigger, like...
Roll strike.
Okay. Meh. That's a 3.
You can crack some of the floor. It's not gonna make it much bigger than about, like, being able to put your shoulder into it. So you can get your arm down there.
Just to make more room for, like, my bulky suit.
For the suit. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Okay.
Yep.
So I do that and kind of wrestle away chips at it, and I start scooping at blue tail and putting it in my giant bag.
Roll control.
3.
You're having a fun day.
Yeah.
It's gonna take you a little bit of time.
Okay.
While she's doing that, I am beginning to just sort of like look around the area. I'm not so much watching her because I know I have enough trust that you know what you're doing, even in the face of frustration and trouble. So I am just eminently just kind of like looking around. I have a bleed detector towards the side, but I imagine because blue tail doesn't really give off
It does not.
any bleed at all, so I know like nothing's going to be coming, but it's just sort of over towards the side. I'm just kind of looking around the area.
What's your bleed detector? What does it look for?
So it looks for intensity and potency of bleed. So if I know a presence of bleed is nearby, I can at least see on a range from something like almost like 0 to 50 how much of an intensity of bleed is there. It's almost designed like something that like gathers like radiation and like studies radiology. So there's like a dial in the center and pushing it and cranking in. There's a little switch that kind of goes back and forth depending on how much is a normal amount versus how much grows. The dial in the center will click if it goes further and further towards that path of like, oh, there's just too much bleed or too much effect here.
Does it make a noise? Does it alert you in some way, or is it you have to open it and you see the?
I probably pushed in the dial to activate it. I just have it towards the side. I would know because of the clicking. I don't know if it would be possible, but if there's a portion of the suit that could like plug into it that way, like those notches could be heard from the inside.
Sure, I'll allow it.
Cool.
Click.
Ooh. Can I hear it?
No.
Great.
Not if it's in his suit. You can't.
Attempt
to kind of turn and
Click.
a little bit more that way.
Click.
Could I possibly focus in that direction to see if I can see anything coming?
Absolutely.
I actually rolled all 3 6s on 3 dice.
Jesus
Nice.
Christ!
Including the gilded.
Jesus.
All right, I'm
Nice.
writing down an extra critical.
Oh my god.
As you try to focus in on possibly almost like a hot cold scenario, trying to figure out where more clicks are coming from versus others, it points you in the direction, not just towards Flo, but towards every sort of like crack, because there's multiple of these here. So every time you turn away from a crack, it slows, and then it gets more, and then it slows, and it gets more towards each crack you turn to.
Gotcha. So the intensity is going from in the direction that Flo is going into down there. More okay. Flo, down there?
Mhm.
Hey.
Yeah.
Sensing some bleed down there.
Bleed?
Yes.
Ooh. Okay, we can move. We were like at the edge. We can go wherever.
Gather what you can here, but we probably want to move.
I got a few handfuls. Yeah, I'm good to move.
Okay.
I get up.
You try.
Okay. Is my foot caught on something? I'm stuck.
There is a hand that wraps around your foot.
Are you
Can
grabbing
I
me?
see that?
You can see it. It is a wistful blue color.
Blue?
What is that?
Hey, Flo.
What?
Flo.
What?
Hey,
What?
Hey.
Ow!
Can I try to pull her away?
Absolutely. I would say roll strike if you're gonna pull. So with a 4, you're able to pull on Flo, but you're pulling on Flo is not releasing the grip of this hand that has a sort of grasped her leg a little bit, and another hand sort of goes up to that leg as well and grasps around it.
Ow! 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 Ow!
You can feel this cold sensation that it feels like it's touching your skin and not just a suit of like ice. The feeling of like ice when it touches you and it's sort of wrapping around as it holds your skin. It gets colder and it is starting to freeze it a little bit.
Ow! It's cold! It's cold! Ow! I need help! I need help! Ow! Ow! Ow!
Start kicking.
I'm like
keep going
frantically kicking. And I'm like,
Roll strike.
okay. 2.
As you begin to kick, the hands start pulling you into the crack. Trying, at least, this is a very thin crack. And more start to reach up your leg and closer to your body as it begins to pull you further in.
Something's happening to me! Something's happening to me!
Hold on. And I'm going to, instead of pulling, I'm now going to use the momentum to pull myself down. And I would like to try to take some sort of like bladed instrument and try to cut the hands underneath.
You cut right through. It's still gripping.
Case, put it back from under you. I'm gonna trot around from your feet, plant my feet on the other sides of the cracks, and try to push you up and away.
I hand you my trowel, which is lined in gold, and I'm like, use this.
Okay. So
On my feet. Just go at my feet.
Okay.
Roll control. As you are trying, more hands start to spring up and try to go for your arms and pull you the other way as well.
Okay.
Everyone that misses sort of fades through into your body and just disappears.
What is happening? What is happening? Can I fuck.
So control. Luckily with those giants it helps. So it's gonna be a 6.
Okay. With the 6, you're able to take the trowel and go straight through those ones that were gripping her leg. I'm going to give you a moment. You can pull her out again, or you can try and figure out where the hands are coming from or what they're doing, etc.
I need you to get out of here more than anything else.
Okay.
So I'm gonna make sure she's out of there. I will deal with what's left.
Okay. You have enough force. You use the trowel to get the ones off Flo's leg. You don't hit her with it. You don't break any suit pieces. They sort of disapparate when the gold trowel touches them. Flo, with the force of the momentum, you go a little bit backwards into the sea, but you have no more hands on you.
Okay.
The feeling of the cold is still there where they were. Doesn't feel like it's necessarily frostbitten, but it's cold.
Okay.
Immediately, hands start going for you.
Try to pull her, try to like parry like a weird underwater fencing, like just trying to keep them away.
I tug on our tether. I'm like, is it tight? Are you on me?
feels tight, right?
And I take my grappling hook and I put the weight on it and I shoot it in an arc as far as it goes outside of the tangle.
Okay.
And I hold on for dear fucking life.
Alright, you roll strike, you
Okay.
roll control.
Okay.
Oh, please. Okay. That's a 1.
I rolled a 3.
Oh. You are trying to fumble and pull this grappling hook out and set the weight and shoot it out and to go. And during this time of you trying to slice everything and do that jazz, your grappling hook goes.
Mhm.
It goes with you, not with him.
No.
And
No.
so you begin to whoosh
No.
with your grappling hook far from the tangle floor, and you are stuck with hands now
Oh.
grabbing onto your arms, pulling you into the crack. And they begin to freeze like they froze on her.
Can I combat that cold feeling to see if it would?
You may.
Okay.
I'm gonna have you roll sense.
Okay.
We'll see where we go from there.
5.
With a 5, you know how to do this. You're
Mm.
very well aware and in control of it. It's only that it takes a moment to heat up or to cool down that are usually the issue. So you're going to come away with some elements of beginning of burning and frostbite, and like an icy hot, right? As you start to heat, the ice is also going to react to that from the hands. It's going to leave burning on you in that form. But your heat is hotter than any cold they could give you. So they start to dissolve off of you. And you can see these hands as they dissolve almost start to pop in little bubbles and evaporate into the blue tail. And the blue tail shudders a little. And the color wavers. And some of the blue tail begins to crumble to its root inside the crack. Not all of it, but enough that some of the light is fading.
I get out of clutching myself and going into almost like a ball for a second. Sort of stretch and stand back out. Realizing that there's nothing else sort of grabbing me, I'll kind of just float my way back into the area, turn back towards where Flo is, and slowly begin to move towards her. Did we get enough?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Are you okay?
Flo, did we get enough?
I don't know. I think maybe we have enough for a one-way trip. Are you okay? I'm so sorry.
Hey. And I'll try to get as close as I can at this point, swimming up in that way, so showing that you can see my face through the suit. I look all right? I'm still ugly, right?
No, shut up! I without saying another word, I'm shaking. I put the carabiner on your hip. How much of the tangle floor is turning dark?
At least the crack that you were at, which is a pretty lengthy
Okay.
thing. You can see that the beginning half is starting to, the lights are going down, and it's like it's continuing to fade down the crack.
Okay. What happened? Is it all dying? It's getting really dark.
Don't know. But we should head back.
Okay. I'm so sorry.
Don't be. Hey. You did good out there. Flo,
I left you out there.
you didn't mean to,
I
right?
It doesn't matter what I meant to do, Charlie. It matters what I did. You could have... It was happening to me, and then I just let it happen to you. I just start walking.
As soon as we get back into something of the lighthouse. Hey, Doc. Walter, can you hear me?
Yep, go ahead.
Hey, we are returning with some bluetail. Time imminent. We'll release what we got. Let's meet up. Where you want to meet up?
I'm currently on the bottom floor. Walter, what's your location?
I'm towards the top.
Let's, first of all, how is everybody?
I won't know until I get the suit off. I feel alright. A little warm.
Okay, I'm gonna take that as let's meet in the med bay.
Alright.
I assume I'm just looking through, not knowing where well, roughly where I am, but not knowing like what these rooms are, what's around.
Most rooms that you guys have not been into are empty in quotes.
Okay.
As in, there's nothing significant in here that you would have found in 5 years to be like, oh, I can use this in my daily work,
Sure.
or we could use this for this, or what is that? It's tables, it's chairs, it's leftover crates, it's broken sea suits or blue tail containers, things of that nature. Roll sense for me.
5.
As you are looking into one of these rooms that is, not used, has dust everywhere, you can see a glow coming from behind one of, like, a wall panel on one of the walls.
Okay, well, seeing a strange glow coming from somewhere, I'm probably going to approach it a bit apprehensively, but I will make my way over to it and, carefully look more and more as I get closer. I guess, can I make a focus to see if I can get a better idea of what's happening, what I can
Sure.
see?
Go for it.
The way you said that scares me. 6.
Hey.
Okay, the way you rolled it scares me. As you get closer to it, there is a sensation that sort of washes over you that is a feeling of calmness and tranquility and a mirror shattering and breaking into your skin. Like the glass vials that broke earlier, although you know their source, this one is different, and it feels like all of these vials aren't just breaking in your hands anymore, they are stabbing into places within you, and yet somehow that makes you feel better. That is what you feel.
Really?
Visceral.
Yeah.
I'm going to get closer. And
The pain gets worse, but somehow
Worse but better. I'm going to say, Connie, are you feeling this?
Yeah, I can feel it.
So last time I didn't listen to you, I somewhat regret it. I want to keep moving toward this thing. I want to touch this thing.
Fuck. Look, your little weird magic friend is right, okay? There's some bullshit happening here. And I don't know what it is, but if it intends to take you down, then I die with you. So just fucking touch it, Quincy.
Well, if you insist, then I'm gonna...
Okay.
I love it.
You put your hand out,
Yeah.
and it touches the edges of this panel, and it feels like a metal panel. The sharp and glass sort of pain, but tranquility is still there. but as you touch your fingers to where this glow is coming through, they start to push through the panel itself, and there's a feeling of losing your fingers, your hand. It's going through your wrist as you begin to put your arm more inside of it, and it's like you just don't have the limb anymore, but there's no pain if there's no limb. So it's a weird calling that is beckoning you forward because there's nothing there, but if there's nothing there, then there's nothing there. That is what you feel.
And if I'm guessing since my arm's inside, I can't see whether or not it's actually physically still there.
You have no idea.
I'm going to pull it back out a little bit.
It will not go.
Okay. Am I able to, do I feel like I have control over my hand inside? Like, can I move it around
Feel
inside?
nothing.
Feel nothing. Okay. Okay. Connie,
Yeah.
do you have any clue what's going on
No,
here?
I don't have a fucking clue, Quincy.
All right. I'm going to begrudged and rather sheepishly reach up. Guys, you remember when I had to touch the cage? Can somebody come down to the lower level, please?
You hear, remember, cage level.
Ooh,
Uh-oh.
What was that, Quince? Over.
do I hear him completely?
Completely.
I need some help. Bottom level. Quickly, if you can.
You hear, help, quickly.
Oh.
I'm gonna move as fast as I can towards the bottom because we discussed our plan to begin with.
You may.
So.
Take some time.
And I'm guessing at some point in time I'm losing my composure and I'm probably like trying to pull at it.
It's not going.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna start not quite full on freaking out yet, but I'm leaning my weight up against it, doing whatever I can.
Take a point of
I'm
brain.
just janking. Take a point of brain. Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Yep. Yep.
You hear a voice in your head, Quincy. What the fuck is happening?
I think you know as well as I do what's happening, Constance. Can you help, or are you just gonna be in my brain giving me a hard time on top of this?
Ugh, I don't fucking know. I can try, but you gotta let me.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
If I come back to bodies or anything, I am.
Whoa.
And I'm just going to go away.
Okay. Walter, you're on your journey there. Roll me sense.
It's a 1.
Oh.
You are running after hearing the words help and quickly to where you thought Quincy was. You knew he was going to be in these bottom sections. You know that there is a very simple hallway going there, and yet there's 6 hallways.
Okay. Is it... So we've traversed this before.
Mhm.
There are just branches I've never seen before.
Mhm.
Can I try and sense which one to take?
Absolutely. Roll it again.
Still a 1.
Ooh.
That's
I'm
Boy.
gonna die.
6 more hallways appear.
6 more always.
That's a clock.
Yeah, TikTok.
Tick-tock.
I'm just gonna run down the middle one.
As you begin to run, you are very quickly aware that you can hear your own footsteps echoing. But they don't usually echo in the lighthouse. This is a big, spaceful place, but it is confined to little areas within it. Your footsteps are echoing, and you can hear them splashing in puddles of water.
Okay.
You can hear dripping coming from the walls as you run.
Do I see puddles of water, or do I just...
Do you stop to look?
Yeah, that's high strangeness enough that...
It will take time.
Yeah.
You see puddles of water. You also see a black, glass-like rock floor beneath you.
If I look behind me, is it where I've come from? Is it... Okay.
It is endless darkness.
Oh. No. No, this can't be right. No. Okay. Huh. No. Quincy? Quincy, do you read me? Over.
Nope.
Flo?
Nope.
Charlie?
Nope.
I have a blue tail in my inventory at least. Can I hold it out for a small light source?
You may.
So endless. I can see a floor.
You can.
I can see a ceiling.
You can.
I can see walls.
You can.
But end to end, it's endless.
It is darkness.
Can I... I'm gonna touch the wall. Can I touch the wall?
The wall is cold. It is wet. It is rock.
I'm just gonna... yell and see if there's anyone there.
What do you yell?
Is anyone here?
In the dark, you hear Flo's voice.
I'm here.
Flo?
I'm over here.
I'm gonna beeline towards it.
And that's where we'll take our break.
Nice.
I'm gonna go around the table. Everybody's gonna tell you their name, their pronouns, and where you can find them. And hopefully we'll see you, or you'll hear us, next time for the next episode.
Indeed. I am Tom Marshall. My pronouns are he, him, and you can find me at Tom Marshall on Facebook or Tom Marshall VA on Instagram.
My name is Molly Boozell. My pronouns are she, they, and you can find me at MMBK Illustrations on TikTok.
My name is Jason McGloin. My pronouns are he, him, and I am Jason McGloin on Facebook.
I'm Nate Marcum. My pronouns are he, him, and you can find me at Nate31464 on Instagram.
Excellent. Thank you all very much for joining us here today. Goodbye!
Bye!